Hello, folks. I'm Joe from Etheric and Bastion, and I'm here recording a video in my AETHERLAB, which is the source of all this strange lighting that you see lighting my face. I mean, I could show you some. So, I'm in my lab. Got all this stuff over here. I got all this stuff over. Oh, geez. I mean, it's too much to film, really. But I am in this place doing this thing because I want to see what it's like to be so immersed and so enveloped by this, I guess, technology and whatnot. But not just that, but to also be alone. Because I will admit, I've been with a girlfriend, I've been with someone and living with someone for about 6 or 7 years, and I've always actually been with someone, be it my family or be it roommates or be it business associates at one point. So I've always been with someone, and so this is an experiment to see not just what can I create and what sort of science and interesting things can be fully developed in an environment like this, but what is it like to be alone in this day and age, in 2021 America, with the COVID craze and the various narratives and all the fun things you hear about in the news and all the things that are going on. And so I just wanted to share what it's like having, and I've been doing this for a month and a half, I would say. Well, yeah, it has been that much. Living alone. And I do occasionally visit my girlfriend, and I occasionally, very rarely, hang out with other people. But for the most case, besides work, I'm here alone. And so I don't want to make this a huge video, but I want to share at least, a snippet of the few moments that I've actually felt alone and what I've gleaned from it. And so here's the thing. It's actually quite hard for me as a person to feel, I guess, sad or bad or whatever. And if I do, it is always the catalyst or a precursor to a lesson or to a sort of growth. If I have a really bad day, I learn something about myself, and I learn that, okay, now I know, what stings, or I know how I can improve, or I know what, I've learned a bit more about myself and what certain pains and certain challenges feel like. And then I know, okay, I know that next time this happens, if I can do it better, then I've grown. So each bad moment is like a stepping stone to growth. Anyways, I'm getting carried away. So yes, so feeling alone. I want to know what that feels like. And for people that are in relationships or people that live with their families their whole lives or don't have a chance to be alone, it's it's hard to relate, I would imagine. And that's what I thought, being in this relationship, and I was having a great time, and things seemed perfect to me, and it was very easy to have a happy life. But the thing is, I never knew what it would feel like to be alone. And so anyways, I'm kind of repeating myself a bit, but that's part of the reason why I have this AETHERLAB set up, so I could feel that. But I just wanted to say that so that those that are watching this and that are in a relationship, you might not be feeling the sting of what it's like to be out there in the world being alone. And so what I realized after all this time is that I was able to perceive when, I guess you could almost say, these planetary waves of sadness kind of wash over the globe. And so that's going to sound nonsensical, but I'll explain it. So I am so eager to create and so eager to do all the stuff I'm doing here with Etheric and Bastion that it's really hard for me to feel lonely or to feel bored or to feel lacking. So I'm kind of a strange case because I am pretty self-sustaining even while alone. And so it took me a while. It took me, a month and a half, and it happened a couple times in that span, but only a few times. that I felt like, yeah, I don't feel good. Something's missing. It feels like loneliness, but it feels also just like sadness, like it's futile. And like, no matter what you do, you can't make a change, and things similar to that. But here's the thing. I also talked to my girlfriend, living apart from me, and you know, and this girl, and she was feeling sad, and I was curious because I was also feeling sad, and so I went to Reddit, a place I'm doing some research on about this, and I was just browsing around, and I noticed on certain subreddits like spirituality, awakened. Um, I mean, these are a few of the ones that I most enjoy because they seem to have most genuine people, or a couple of them. But just various subreddits, about a dozen. And I saw an uptick in posts saying, I'm feeling depressed. This is the dark night of the soul. What do you do when you've hit rock bottom or whatever? And I noticed a huge uptick in the same days that I felt it and that she felt it. And so I realized, being alone, you are better able to perceive these waves of, psychic or sociologically subtle, energetic, whatever patterns that seem to affect quite a bit of the population, at least myself and this girl, and a lot of Reddit, which is a international audience in certain subreddits that are attuned to talking about sensitivities and just sharing things like that. And so I've realized something, and this is the main point of this whole video that I want to share, is that being alone makes you more sensitive to these waves that rock populations, because you don't have a buffer, you don't have a distraction of a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner or a husband or a wife or a family or chatter, or just that stuff going on to make it more difficult for you to perceive that. If you're alone, you have the pristine opportunity to accurately feel these societal waves of energy, these waves of feeling that are rocking people. And so it's actually a blessing to be alone, honestly, because, it's hard, because if you're not able to take care of yourself and you're not able to transform energy and to shift things around and become malleable and make this work for you, you're going to drown under it, because you're just the product of your surroundings. You have your invisible energetic surroundings and your psychic and sociologically energetic surroundings. Whatever everyone else is feeling and whatever else is being projected throughout, your region or the planet, you're going to feel, and it's all you're going to feel. And that is kind of a prison, really, right? So being alone can be a prison, but can also be an opportunity to do a lot of good for the world and to become in tune with your fellow man and your fellow human, your fellow woman, your fellow whatever. By feeling that pain and feeling that loneliness and sadness, you are actually feeling what many other people out there are feeling at the same time. It is not just you. None of this is ever just you. You are being perceptive and you are aware of what's happening. And so being alone, but not truly alone, because I have family and I do have friends and I have, my girlfriend, and I have all these people I love, but I don't live with them. I do live alone. And for those that live alone, I can finally relate to you at least a little bit, because I'm better able to feel these surges of feeling that you think are just you, or that you think are just the world, and like you have to feel this way, but you don't. You really, truly don't. And this is not the video where I'm going to go into how you can change that, because that is Bastion, the private community that is tied to etheric.org, for those that aren't in Bastion. But that is what Bastion is. It allows you to learn how to transform these overwhelming feelings that you feel from your surroundings, that you feel in your daily life, at work, at school, with your friends, or within your relationships, and how to change it to something you prefer energetically and just with your willpower and your intention and proper technique. So, anyways, that's how I explain all this stuff. I'm not going to go into it now because this video I can see is already 10 minutes and it's already too long. So I just wanted to share some of the things I've learned being alone. And I've learned that it's really not me or anything that's wrong with me or anything that's wrong with my life that makes me feel lonely. I'm feeling my surroundings, I'm feeling society. And in certain moments and in certain weeks and certain times of the year, it does become stronger. And I don't know if it's astrological or if it's a sort of movement by, certain governmental entities or certain research entities or certain, uh, any sort of thing that might coordinate to make certain feelings rampant all at once on certain, regions and parts of the world. Anyways, again, getting way carried away. Just wanted to say, those that are alone, I understand you. And I am not quite at that level of just how raw it feels to be truly alone in the world. I truly am not, but I am trying to get there. And by living alone for a month and a half, I have tasted it, and I'm sharing what I found. And so that's really it. And I'm going to end this video now, and I will report back once I have hit new depths. But honestly, I still feel quite good because I love what I do and I love what I'm creating here. And if you feel at all that you're lacking or that something's wrong with your life, you're missing something, do something you love and create something that you feel that the world needs and that you love creating. And that's all I have to say. So have a good night or great day, and talk to you later.